Is this a dramatic change of pace from the dramatic episode 1? Yo, what's good? It's a boy, reviews and heavy spoilers for Oshi no Ko episode 2, You Have Been Warned. I really do like how we begin the episode with a flashback into Ruby's previous life. We find out that from the day she was born, she's always had poor health and always been at hospital, which you really do feel bad for this girl and what she was going through, and it really makes you root for Ruby in her new life, as she's able to do the small little things that she wasn't able to do when she was in her previous life. I inspired her so much that now in her new life, she wants to be an idol just like her. And while Ruby's super excited, her twin brother, aka the Doctor Man from the episode 1, who got reincarnated into this boy, does not like the idea of Ruby being an idol. He keeps saying things that may put her off being an idol, and Ruby does notice that her bro's changed since their mom died. I suppose his obsession of finding out who the killer was has sort of put a dent on the sibling bond they once had as kids. What I noticed with this episode is that the first half seems to focus on Ruby, and the second half on her bro. Man, I felt a little sorry for her when she didn't get the audition call. This studio really knows how to animate tears well, man. But I really must admit, it's nice seeing this lady who, in the first episode, she did not like the idea of looking after kids, babysitting the two twins. But I like how this character is showing a lot of love and affection for the twins. She's grown to get to know them and love them, which is quite sweet and wholesome. But we quickly find out that her brother was the reason why she didn't get the audition call. Yeah, this dude is just so determined to not let Ruby go down the same path as I. He just has this really intimidating, creepy look on his face, and this shot where he's just like, I don't want her to go down the same steps as I love this one shot of the boy and Ruby. I do like how her face is facing the light, showing that she still has hope and dreams, but the dude, he's just completely covered in darkness with his obsession of trying to track down I's murderer. But Ruby gets scouted by a manager, and yep, the dude is not happy about this. He needs to find a way to try and stop that from happening. So Aqua disguises himself as a scouting agent, and is it me or does this girl look a lot like Kirito's cousin from Sword Art Online? They interview this girl and find out that her agency isn't all sunshine and rainbows, and they do not want Ruby to join that specific agency because they don't want her to go down a pretty miserable path. But I do respect Ruby in the fact that despite hearing all of these miserable facts about the entertainment industry, she still wants to be an idol. So Aqua and the lady both give up, and they're like, okay, just join our agency, and they'll be creating a new idol group for the first time in over 10 years. Later on in the episode, Aqua goes back to his directing buddy, and it is revealed that the reason why he wanted to be an actor was so that he can find clues into who murdered I. Aqua then goes on about how he felt like he wasn't a special one, that he wasn't a good enough actor to please a crowd, and even though Aqua goes on about how him being an actor was so that he can find out who murdered I feel like he also feels like he was a little bit gutted that he couldn't be a good enough actor. And then we have a series of gags involving the director's mom and him just giving this speech. Every time he gets really deep into the speech about him never giving up, the mom comes in, and the humor reminds me of those MCU jokes they do whenever the hero gives a dramatic speech or the villain, and then there's a joke and it's just really annoying. This joke in this episode was funny at first, but then it got annoying the second time it happened. But I must admit, it is funny seeing this guy getting stressed and losing his temper when his mom keeps coming into his room. The dude has been established as being this cool, calm, collective dude. He's shown to have a really soft-spoken voice, but he loses his mind when his mom comes in the room. So in that aspect, it is pretty funny. The episode ends with Ruby and Aqua attending this new high school that has a performance arts department, and that crybaby little girl with red hair that we saw in the previous episode is all grown up, and she's also attended the same school as them. So it looks like she may be a major character in this show as well. Overall, this episode was quite chilled. Not a whole lot happened. It was just establishing existing characters and just furthering relationships, and it was mainly about Ruby and her desire to be an idol. Yeah, it was pretty nice. The visuals weren't that crazy or anything like that, pretty normal. I will give this episode a 7 out of 10 and a B-. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy did review signing out.